Hey, I'm Chris from Chappell Customs here in Los Angeles, California, and today we're looking at this 1978 SR500. This bike started out as an ARRMA race bike. It had a purple wheel on the front, a Ninja wheel on the back, not a lot of anything attached to it still, dents everywhere, and well, this is what it looks like today. The entire front end was changed because it had an FZR front end on it, an old style, with an old FZR front wheel. The client really liked the look of the original RD XS style wheels, so we found some stock SR wheels, ended up powder coating them in a gunmetal pearl. The front end got changed with an XS 650 front end. We added Vortex clip-ons, a new headlight, new controls. We rebuilt the suspension with progressive springs, added a 3.5 millimeter front disc brake. It's a stock caliper, but it works really well for this light bike. We ended up machining a couple of nice plugs to fill the holes. I machined a little plug here that actually holds our ignition. Kind of keeps it nice and clean and out of the way. These are the old stock mounts. I ended up putting the neutral and high beam indicator lights in there for the customer. The stock tank was, it was there. It was a little dinged up. It had a few little dings in it. The client really likes the cafe look, so I ended up pounding in some dents here and you smoothed it out a little bit with a little filler. Did a great two-tone paint job, and he's happy with it. Okay, so starting with the engine, it's a 540cc board JE piston kit now with mega cycle cam, race valves, titanium valve keepers. The whole thing's kind of been gone through. It's got a new EBC clutch, a new Mikuni race carb, and this thing hauls for a 500. Yeah, it didn't have any exhaust on it. Technically, it had a little high pipe, so we found a stock front pipe and added a reverse cone muffler on the back. I did this in a high temperature black powder coat. Should be good for about 1500 degrees. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the rear sets are from a ZX10, modified a little bit, fit the frame here with some new tabs welded in. The Kickstarter had to be somewhat bent to clear that. You don't want to hit that if you're starting your bike, but this does fold up if you need to. We got some Works Performance single rate shocks. Vast improvement over the stock suspension on this motorcycle. The biggest hurdle on this motorcycle was coming up with a seat that fits this frame and these narrow tanks. A lot of the seats you can buy online, we've tried a few. They didn't seem to fit very well, so we ended up making one for ourselves. We made a mold, and these are made from ABS plastic, and they're vacuum formed over our mold, and they actually fit the frame just about perfectly, and the width of the tank at the back. So this is one of the new products we sell. You can check us out on toughside.com. The side covers on the engine are powder coated in a gloss black. All the powder coating we do here ourselves. There was no side cover on this side, so instead of your foot getting into the gears, I made this little Sprocket Guard. I mean, it turned out pretty cool, and it was just a little extra added thing for this bike. And we used a side mount license plate with taillight just to keep the back end of the bike super clean, One thing I wanted to mention was this was a race bike, so it had no side stand. It didn't even have a side stand mount for that matter. The previous owner had cut it off, so we kind of sourced an old FZR piece of a frame, and we cut the old one off, did a little modification here and there, and welded it onto here. And I believe this is a stock stand, but it came from a bucket of kickstands, so I'm not really sure where it's from, but it works, it does the job, holds the bike up. The motor in this bike uses a braided double head oiler. The stock one uses a single oil line. Doesn't provide a lot of oil to the top end of the bike, so rockers can, kind of burn out. This just kind of helps keep all this race motor stuff lubricated. You hope, anyway.